Hi, welcome to In 5 Minutes. Till now we have studied different types of capacitors, right? What are those types of capacitors? We have studied dielectric capacitors. Can say in that you have paper capacitors, right? For an example, I am taking the difference between dielectric capacitors and the topic for the discussion MOS capacitor. What is the difference between the two? Now, dielectric capacitor you can say has two plates separated by a dielectric. You can say there is a dielectric material, you have a metal plate, you have another metal plate, and in between that you have the dielectric. So these are the normal dielectric capacitance. You can say capacitance is epsilon A by D, where A is the area and D is the distance between the plates. So as the distance increases, you can say capacitance decreases. Now MIM, this type of capacitors are called as MI, metal, insulator and metal. Now coming to the MOS capacitor, what you can say is MOS. M stands for metal, O for oxide and S for semiconductor. So what you can say, it is metal oxide semiconductor capacitor. Now what you can say about metal can be a conductory material. For example, you can say heavily doped. You know what is doping. So heavily doped polycrystalline silicon can be a metal. Then oxide can be silicon nitride and any semiconductor we can use over here. So you can say a MOS capacitor is built up of a metal which can be a conducting material, which is heavily doped silicon, can have oxide, silicon nitride and the semiconductor. Now so this what it forms, can say first is your metal which can be called as conductor, second is your insulator and third is your semiconductor. So we can call metal oxide semiconductor as conductor, insulator, semiconductor, capacitor. Now it is not compulsory that metal has to be a metal. You can have a polycrystalline silicon also, right? But generically we use it as a MOS capacitor. The name given is MOS capacitor. Now why we require this? Basic understanding is required for understanding the working of the MOS device. For example, can say for the working of MOSFET you require to know how does MOS capacitor works. Now coming to the ideal MOS capacitor.